Hi everyone, thanks for making the left turn for today, Sunday, August 20th, 2017. I'm George Farrar. Welcome back to the Jax Left channel. Welcome back to Who Runs Jacksonville, my look at Who Runs Jacksonville. And we're focusing in this series within the series on our corporate media, specifically the television stations. And I have a special show for you today. And I want to kind of go through with you where we've been and where we're going on the show today. We looked at analyzing Jacksonville's television stations. We looked at the owners, big money and advertising. We're now on What is Jacksonville News, and I'll talk about that with you in a moment. Later in August, we'll be looking at the news broadcasts. We'll be looking at the social media. And in September, we'll be looking at the personalities, and we will be looking at the agendas. If you recall last episode of Who Runs Jacksonville, I was talking about the advertisers, the owners, the top stories, those kinds of things on our corporate media, specifically our corporate media TV stations, what they were running at 6 o'clock. And I will be looking at the August 16th, 2017 news broadcast for the 6 o'clock reports. I've recorded them. I will be looking at them and analyzing them. And I will be coming back at you later in August, where I'll be talking about what I've seen and some things that I want to point out and things that I want to criticize and praise and maybe recommend. So what we're looking at here are some pictures. We're looking at really now, what is Jacksonville news? You know, there's a lot of things that go on down at City Hall. We've got Mayor Lenny Curry. We have a new city council president. And, you know, Lenny Curry doesn't like to commit on issues, and sometimes it's hard to nail him down on some things. And people always want to know what's going on with the mayor, what's going on with the Jacksonville City Council. What can we expect down the road? And some news stations do follow his travels, some of the fundraising that's done, all these different things. There's protesting that happens from time to time here in Jacksonville, and I have the privilege to get out there, get off my couch, get out there and film. And I do from time to time see the corporate news teams out trying to film the protests and really get the story. And some do a better job, I think, than others from what I've seen as a participant and as a filmmaker. And so I'll be pointing out whenever I have the opportunity, you know, to talk about that. Are the people's opinions and thoughts that are out there going on being expressed? Now we have a controversy going on right now, Confederate memorials throughout the country. I won't go all into that, you know, at this juncture. I'm not going to. But we should be attentive to what's the talk, what's going on, what are decision makers, influencers, people saying? What are they saying about what's going on? And, you know, there's scrutiny on the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office all the time. Crime. You know, these shootings that occur, Jacksonville Sheriff's officers who do get shot, they get into situations where they get shot. And our thoughts are with our Jacksonville Sheriff's officers who are out there every day trying to maintain a tolerable environment for us, right? But we do want to look at what's going on with them. And there's calls for reform. Are the corporate media, through these news reports, are they holding the police accountable? Are the stories about any sort of injustice, any sort of for lack of a better word, malpractice, are these stories getting out? And so, you know, there's a lot happening. We are in a big city. there can be traffic on the Buckman Bridge, and we're going to want to know about it. I think also, too, holding our Florida Department of Transportation to some accountability to the things that go on, helping us get from point A to point B. I'm always looking for that. The ability for us to be mobile. Information is power when it comes to driving and safety. And the corporate news stations, like it or not, play a role in that. So also, we look at when scandals happen or when there are trials. I think sometimes with our corporate news teams, there's almost an obsession there was an obsession, let's admit it. Let's be frank about this obsession, this fetish that some of the news stations had with covering former Congresswoman Corrine Brown's trial. Now, they're all going to get geared up in November for a pretty substantial coverage, I'm sure, of her sentencing. So, I have my own opinions. We also look, too, at things like weather and in sports. Jacksonville has a pretty substantial sports heritage. Of course, we have numerous sports teams. We have NFL. We have the Armada. We have, a lot of different teams, and a lot of, we have JU, we have UNF. So I appreciate talking about some of the more lighter topics and some of the competitions are going on. I have great opportunities to tell the story of Jacksonville's history and what's going on here in Jacksonville through this channel and elsewhere on the leftturnnetwork.com and through my Facebook feed, and all of my friends and all of us, we're communicating with each other. We have our own way we learn news. We have our own ways of talking about and communicating what's happening, and sometimes information goes very fast. But my focus here, at least at this point, is on our corporate media. Down the road, we'll look at other things. But I want to definitely let you know that our next episodes on this series will be focusing on the August 16th, 2017, 6 o'clock reports from the news stations here in Jacksonville. And I've got a lot to talk about, a lot to show you. Then we'll talk about the social media as well. So stay tuned. The best is yet to come. Before we go, I want to tell you about a great page I have on Facebook that I know you're going to enjoy. It's called Jacksonville Perspectives. And we are a group of progressives united for a 21st century Jacksonville. I put out, I share news and articles and information about events. I advocate for change. I have lots of commentary about the issues. There's all sorts of stuff going on Jacksonville Perspectives. Please check it out. I want to thank you for watching the Jax Left channel. Stay tuned later this month for more about our corporate media. We're talking about who runs Jacksonville. There are all these different people and organizations that run Jacksonville, that make Jacksonville what it is. Stay tuned for it. See you later.